Hi guys, welcome to this this is Ratatouille, and this is a speed run of this is a game over speed run of Ratatouille for the Game Boy Advance. I grew up with this video game for the Game Boy Advance, even though I didn't have one. I grew up with it. Um, Game Boy Advance Ratatouille was my brother. He was my biological brother, um, and we grew up in the same cradle, in the same crib. Um, so I played it once or twice, but it's not that copy because I would never put my brother in a Game Boy Advance system and play it. I used a different one. So I'm going to be showing you how to get game over as fast as possible in Ratatouille. It's you can get it in less than 5 hours. It's very easy. The tricky part is that nothing kills Remy. Only the time you can only die if the time runs out. So this is the easiest way to make Remy die and to make him go away. So as you can see, you can still move around. You can still do stuff. Oh, okay. That might have made me. That might have meant the time stop. But right now, we can do anything we want. We just to make it. We just have to make sure that we don't get any of these clocks, and we. Okay. So I guess nobody's ever done this, so it doesn't matter that I've already triggered a couple 0.1 second long windows of text, but yes, that will stop. I think that will stop the timer. That will stop the timer because it takes 4-year-olds that buy this game it takes them so long to read this. It takes a 4-year-old one day to read an entire letter, so they actually stop the timer. And this is as you can see, this is Mario's stove that we're on. He's got little amoebas that grow into himself. He's got Luigi's, and up there are some more Marios. In this jar is Mario's secret mayonnaise, and back there is fern, plant. So this is basically where Ratatouille is. This is Ratatouille's. This is where he starts in the movie. This is where he starts. Emile isn't there. He just shows up here. There's a sequence where Remy is in the background, talking to his smiling relatives. We can go ahead and jump over this if you want. You don't want to go in there. Okay, press B to grab an object. This will actually propel us further through the video game. We don't want that. I'm going to be really careful that I don't accidentally collect this clock. That would be very bad for the speedrun. As you can see, this is a very slow speedrun, but this is the most efficient way of dying. And getting a game over. As you can see, Remy still has 5 lives, so we're gonna have to do this about 5 times. It's gonna be very interesting. As you can see, Remy can wall jump. He can almost get to the other mayonnaise. That mayonnaise is poison. He uses that in his meals because, like Remy, he is trying to find a way to die for good. But he hasn't found one yet. This is the movie is basically it's based around these immortal creatures and how they have to find a way to die before the sun explodes. And he can do somersaults too. He can double jump. In My Brother, you can't double jump, so it's impossible to beat the game. But in this one, you can. it doesn't matter because we're not trying to beat the game, but it is good if you are. So if you it's a good way to know whether or not you're playing My Brother is to try to double jump. If you can't, you're playing My Brother. This is a very perilously placed Luigi jar on the side, but it's fine because glue. Mario uses glue. Don't worry, he uses glue. So here you can see the red-headed man. He is a ghost, and he sweats at you if you're running out of time, which is good because that means that he's warm. That's actually the timer is actually for the oven that the red man is in. So when he gets sweaty, that means he's gonna get burned, which is good because when he dies, Remy gets sad and then he has to start over. He keeps showing up because he's so sweaty. So he's like, Remy, please finish the level so I can stop being sweaty. But we don't want that because it's a speed run. As far as I know, this is the best strategy to speedrun Ratatouille. Anybody who would like to challenge me to get a game over faster, I would like to see it. After all, this game is. Oh, see, okay, so he's sad. Okay, so that's good. We're making progress. This is good progress. Oh God. Okay, that's bad. I'm not good at I accidentally made a new game, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we made a new game. That might be bad, but it's okay, because I don't know. Technically, we just started a new speed run. This one might actually be faster because I went through the all the screens faster. So starting from the new game, this is going to be a more successful speed run because I'm just going to sit here and not touch any of the buttons. If we go this way, it's fine. We're not going to have any text box. I think that this is like around here is where the text box, yeah, okay. Okay, so this is speedrun attempt number 2. Things are going pretty well. I think we're gonna get this in record time, even though the last time we accidentally went back into the. So I still haven't figured out the best strategy to get back into level because I'm bad at controlling things. But okay, so this is what we want. We want Remy to be unbalanced and waggle his tail and almost fall. But then we don't want that because it makes me sad. He can also go down on the floor. Remy can go down on the floor and he will smell things. There's a part in the game where you can smell things, but we don't want to do that because it makes everything go bad. So right now we are about 33% through the timer. We are scaling Mario's mountain that he has stacked. He really had to be very resourceful with what he was given to make it so nobody could reach his poison mayonnaise except for him, even though Luigi is taller than him. Luigi doesn't know. Luigi can't eat mayo. He's allergic and he doesn't want to eat mayo, so it doesn't matter. And Waluigi doesn't come to Mario's. I think is Waluigi taller than Mario? I think he is, because he's like thin, right? That's how it works. Luigi is also thin, so he's tall. And Wario is fat, so he's short. That's how it works. It's all like the dimensions are all the same for all Marios. The perimeter of all Marios had to be equal. It's the golden ratio. It's not. Golden ratio means that they're all the same rectangle. They're different rectangles. Wario is almost a square. I think he might be I'm not sure. I need to look up Wario, but right now that would pause it, and that would make the speedrun. It would make it less fast. So we have to wait for Remy to get sad again, and for the red-headed man to show up and sweat. This is one of the most difficult game over speedruns to do for any game. I've done many of these, but they're all very easy because you can just die immediately. This one is interesting because you have to wait for the time to go off. You have to wait for the timer to stop. So this is around how long it would take a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, or a baby to die in this game. And it's basically pretty much the same time as the amount it would take to die for a baby to be left in like a hot car for them to die. It's basically the same. So the real thing that you're afraid of is that the redhead man is not going to overheat and die. That's what the timer is. This game is like for moms and for parents to know how long they can keep their babies in the burning sun on a hot summer day to go shopping for olives before their baby will die. You can actually be playing this on your Game Boy Advance as you go into the shop, and when Remy gets sad, your child is dead. So that's a good way to practice not killing your baby. It doesn't work for like grown children, so that's something to keep in mind. But you already have you've already basically mastered the act of keeping your baby alive. So you're good. This game's fun. I think that you get to see him 5 times. I'm not actually sure. I never counted. I think that was. Oh God. Okay. So that's okay. I'm actually interested to see if they get triggered more than once. Like if you re-enter the game. Probably best not to find that out. Okay. So let's see how good we are at this time at not accidentally exiting. Okay, so he's sad. You can't. I don't think you can. Okay. Okay. Nope. I don't know why that happens. I think we might have pressed start at some point. But it's fine. So we have 4 lives now. That's good. That's a new number. I mean, technically it's not, but it's fine. This is a new run. We're doing pretty good. Okay, so that does get re-triggered. I'm probably going to do another one of these at some point where We don't get any of the text boxes, and Remy just stays where he is, and he doesn't go anywhere. But that isn't this. Okay. So wall jumping is crucial. It's not, I lied. I was going to start making a joke about wall jumping, but there was nothing there. Lots of the people pick up this game thinking that they're going to learn something about rats, but rats actually cannot do this. This Disney Pixar made a movie that makes a parody about rats. It's not actually giving you information about what rats do, except for that rat poison kills them and they can move your hair and make you do things. But everything else is wrong. Like, rats don't know how to cook. They don't have any passion in cooking. They don't have any little ghost friends that are chefs that have died and tell them how to cook and tell them what to do. Rats do not go into a void where they can eat cheese and grape. That does not happen. It's basically just about, like, different lies about rats. In this game also contributes to the parodying of rat culture, which many rats actually phoned in and said, this is not what we're like. This is false. This is like a false this is a false video game and movie. And Pixar actually gave them all $1 million, and they went bankrupt because they gave them $1 million. And then the rats couldn't use the currency, so then Pixar went on bankrupt. So they're good now. Pixar is not bankrupt anymore, but they were for a brief period in time in 2007. So as you can see, we're about, I would say 40% through. This is the easiest strategy to die in Ratatouille for the Game Boy. If you were wondering, I did try as hard as I could to, like, run into a mousetrap and kill myself, but that doesn't work in this game. It doesn't seem to affect him. It makes the top corner actually changes emotions when you run into something that should hurt you. It makes him sad, and he closes his eyes and he takes a deep breath. But he's fine. You might notice the thing at the bottom right that says ox cheese. You actually buy cheese from oxen in this game. But it's a very complicated ordeal because, again, there's no actual currency that rats use. That's one thing that they got right in this video game, is that they don't know how to use money. So it's like a puzzle game where you figure out how to pay for the cheese. This game, it also has flat rat technology. This is the first game to have integrated flat rat technology, and for that it got a 10 out of 10. It got an award in the Rat Awards, even though it was wildly untrue, and it was actually offensive to rats. It is still considered an important piece of rat culture in the rat video game scene. Because there's not a lot of rat video games. I think there is. Oh yeah, Bad Rats is one of the video games. They don't like that one, and rightfully so. This game is much better because there's no contraptions and there's no cats dying. even though that is good for that, rats did like the dying cats because cats always kill them. The sweating man is actually one of the biggest, one of the things that this game was the most revered for, by rats because sweaty men are they're good. Everyone likes them. It's not just rats. Like, I'm not gonna generalize sweaty men being a favorite of rats because, I mean, I love sweaty chef men with red hair in the corner of my screen in every video game. This game is, that's why this game's so good, and that's why games like Cooking Mama are so good, because your redhead son shows up and sweats at you when you get a bad thing. Okay, so we're going. It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good, I would say. We could probably do better, but as I've said, this is the only speedrun of getting a game over in Ratatouille that exists. Okay, so some trivia about this game that is true. You can go in one of the levels, you get like an icon of the chef man that died, and he just shows up, and I don't know what he does. He just he emotes where Remy would have emoted. He does all the things that Remy does, but better. Let me see here. You can run. You can run. So the game remembered that rats also ran. So you can do a diagram of what is actually a thing that rats do that's in this game and what is a lie. Rats can run is one of the correct examples. Rats can wall jump. They can't. Only bugs can wall jump. And rats are not bugs. And I don't think they can. I'm not sure if rats can jump. I think they probably can, but not in the way that Ratatouille man does. He cannot, and they can definitely not somersault in the air. I've tried to encourage a rat to somersault, but it didn't speak English. It actually spoke French. One of the things that they got right, but they actually didn't because they all speak English. I'm not sure. Is Remy bilingual? Bilingual? How do you pronounce that? I mean, I don't speak English, so I don't know. I don't speak any languages. Technically, there's no such thing as language. It's just any information of the human race that we have imagined in our brain is not real, because it was fabricated by just us labeling different items and thoughts. And so Ratatouille is not real. It's not Ratatouille. It's just a bunch of copies of CDs, of discs that you put into a machine that creates images and sounds. But they are all very similar in that they are the same. They were manufactured in the exact same way, and everyone calls them Ratatouille. But not everybody. I think there's probably different names for them. I know that some people that in Spanish it's ratatouille, and in Russia it's le ratatouille, el ratatouille, they say, because they say the letter L a lot. That's a true fact. That's one of the things about the Russian language is that they keep saying the letter L. Because Luigi lives there, and they keep seeing them, and they're like, hey L. That's what they say to Luigi. So they keep getting distracted by Luigi in Russia, because he's everywhere. He's on billboards. I feel like I've said something insensitive by accident by just lying about everything in this video, and I apologize if I've made a fool of myself. Look at Rat. Look at the rat go. We're actually doing pretty good. We're actually almost through this third timer. Remy is so good at, you know, Tony Hawk actually called the makers of this game and asked if they can make Remy go on a skateboard, and they did, but they didn't in real life. They made the real Remy Rat, but since rats can't do any of these things, his abilities were very limited. Okay, there's a sweating man, so we're doing good. As you can see, his nose is large, so he can smell rats. My dad wants to know if I looked at the owl. He sent me an owl. I did look at the owl. I'm gonna go tell him that I looked at the owl. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta tell my dad that I looked at the owl. Hold on. Oh, I better not. I better wait. He is funny. My dad needs to know. My dad needs to let me know that he's funny. Okay, I think I can do this. But I need to be very careful that I hit the buttons. Yes, I looked at the owl. Okay. I'm gonna actually look at the owl again. It's like from the news, and it's a gif of an owl from the news. It's not loading because Hangouts is pretty bad on tablets, but it is a funny owl. I can't believe that kid. I've actually forgotten what the owl did, but I don't have the heart to tell him that. I wonder if I should blur out my email. I don't want any of you emailing me. I hate all of you. I keep thinking about like how blue Remy is. I don't think there's any blue rats that are as blue as him. I think he's the bluest there is. Even in the movie, there might be like a girl rat. I don't remember. That sounds like something that happened. I would not be surprised if there was a girl rat that I forgot about. Because it's Pixar, and they want you to sympathize with rats. So they do everything they can, you know? They add in a love interest for the rat. Let me see. Okay, Ratatouille, girl rat. Let's see. I'm gonna see. there is no... I don't think there's any girl rat. I don't think that's something that happens. There's definitely the dad rat and Remy's friend and Remy. And then... I think there's just one girl in that entire movie. Hold on. I never really thought about that. Okay. So there's... Yeah. Okay, so... Well, that's not even all the characters. Well, there's the chef, there's Luigi, the sweating man. There's the one lady human. There's the Eggo man. There's the large rat friends of Remy. There's Remy, the main rat man, and there is the dead chef that appears as a small ghost that helps Remy. Alright. That movie sure doesn't have lots of characters. I mean, it does. It has the correct amount of characters, I guess. Oh, someone actually said this. View topic, female rats in Ratatouille? Obviously all the rats in the speaking roles are male. But did anyone notice any overtly female rat characters in the background? Okay, I guess that's the thing, is that nobody knows what the rats are in the background, but I believe there was one at the end. Yeah, I think he got married. I remember that he had kids or something. Oh, you can get a Funko Pop of his friend. You can get a Funko Pop. You can get a... I've seen that, okay. The Funko Pops of the Ratatouille characters are just as unsettling as all the other ones, but they do have little hairs on them that make them even worse. It makes them look like they're they have an emotion on their faces that should not be that they should not have. They look like aliens. Funko Pops look like aliens. They don't... You can't... They're like... Oh, here's Tales of Despero. I remember watching Tales of Despero. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember there was a Family Channel thing. Was it Disney Channel or Family Channel? I remember the first time I ever heard about the Lorax, the meme movie, the funny one about Onceler that was popular for some reason. That I first heard of that on the Disney Channel because it was about trees, and I was like, oh, it's Dr. Seuss, it's got trees, this is gonna be great. And I went to watch it with my mom, and she kept talking to me about how to be environmentally sensitive. And then I got a bunch of magnets that had different things on. They gave you magnets that said trees, environment, recycle, plastic. They had all these words on them that you could put. You can make nothing. You can make no words out of these fridge magnets, and they gave them to you at the theater. I think, I'm not sure, but I went to watch it, and afterwards I got those. And I remember getting those magnets. I think I remember making opposite, oh, environment is bad. Plastic good or something like that, like any comedic thing I can make out of these fridge magnets. And then I got in trouble for it because I did the opposite of what was good. I did the opposite. Okay, Remy's sad. There's me mashing the buttons. Okay. Okay, so this is the long stretch. We're gonna get through this. I'm gonna get through this. I know nobody's watching at this point. If anybody who watched to this point comment, don't comment. If you watched past this point, don't leave a comment. Is this? I'm looking at something right now. Oh, it's not real. I had a feeling that wasn't real, but then I got it confirmed. It was a picture of a galaxy background, and in front of it is Ratatouille with something photoshopped onto his head. I think that's like a hat or something. It looks like a jellyfish. The image isn't loading. And then on top of it, it says a girl and a rat, period. What is that? Okay. Alright, and all of these images I don't care about them. Okay. I think it's actually easier to win this game than lose it. Which is good for babies. I just lost I just like momentarily lost all confidence to speak words in my own video. I just forgot that I'm supposed to be speaking right now. I've been thinking about how hard it is to like speak like at night, you know? Like when it's nighttime, like it's like near impossible to like encourage your own self to like make noises with your mouth. Because obviously it's gonna wake people up and stuff. But even like when you're on like a Skype call, it's easier. But when there's nobody, you cannot. And it makes me think about like I could just like scream right now. I could scream and concern everybody. I'm not going to, but I could like totally, I could scream. I'm able to. I could probably punch a hole in my wall. But it would take so long to repair that wall. I could get a chainsaw, come into my room, saw my window off, saw the entire wall off, and then jump out of it and run into the forest and go in the river and just swim down the river and hit a dead end. But I'm not going to. But it would be so easy to just do that. Just like it would be so easy right now to like actually start playing Ratatouille. But like there's no consequences to play Ratatouille. There's actually a lot more consequences to do what I'm doing right now because it's so boring and I could be doing anything, but I chose to just wait for Remy to die in Ratatouille, and it's taken so long. It's so hard to die in this game. Like, I was just playing this and I was like, oh, it's so hard to die in this game. It's crazy. And I was like, I should make a video of me dying, and I didn't realize it would be this hard. I mean, I did. That's why I made it. I thought it would take like 25 seconds. I think it's been 25 minutes. I think it's been longer than that. I wonder if any child has had problems. I wonder if anyone like playing this game has gotten a game over before. like, am I the first person besides the developers to see the game over screen in this game? Because it is, you have to go out of your way to deliberately wait for the timer to go to no time, 0 time. You have to wait for the sweating man to appear, raise his eyebrows at you, and disappear 5 times, and that takes so long. I don't know what this music is. I don't know why this is the you're running out of time music, and it speeds up. I guess they didn't program in the music itself speeding up. It's so crazy how much stuff Remy has on his face that he needs to rub off. Okay, we're almost done. We're gonna get the game over screen. The mythical Ratatouille for the Game Boy Advance game over screen. I can almost smell it, like how Ratatouille does with his rat nose, so he can like smell food, and he can smell the red man's hair. I remember the scene in Ratatouille where Ratatouille makes a chef's hat out of the man's hair, and then the man shows up inside of that hat to control Ratatouille. Okay, game over. We did it. Thanks for watching my speedrun of dying in Ratatouille. Next time I'll show you how to become born in Ratatouille.